everybody.
Hello.
Or morning, wherever you're finding yourself. Thank you for joining us today on the Real Estate Investor Network. I'm Big Lou, and this is Miss
Candice Harris.
And we are here to answer your questions about investments in real estate. Now, Miss Candice, our topic today is how do I become an investor with little money? Because I think a lot of us want to know out there. Yes,
definitely. And really, most investors start out with little to no money. So as I talk to different investors, they tell me their stories on how they started out. One of the common ways a lot of investors start out is by renting the current home they've just moved out of.
Okay.
And they take that property and they rent it. And that's how you become a landlord and an investor, because you take the property that you lived in and then you get a loan for the next property you're going to purchase, which is your primary residence.
Okay.
So for a lot of people, it's kind of easier to get a loan for a property you're going to live in versus getting an investment property. And of course, the rates are higher when you're looking to borrow money for an investment property. So a lot of people take that as their first step when they're first-time investors. And with that, you can build up your cash because you're renting it. So you can build up your cash and you're building equity in the home.
Okay.
So now you have a property that's your investment property and you have equity in it, and you're also getting money every month. And so what you can do is you can either refinance or you can do a line of credit.
Correct. And especially a lot of these home buyers that are currently holding their house maybe a year, 6 months, even
right.
2 years, they have a lot of equity in their home.
Yes. So you've been living in it for years, and some people 5-10 years been living in this house. So you've already built up that equity, and then you turn around and rent it, and you keep on paying down a mortgage to build more equity in it. Plus you're getting extra income because you're renting it, and you're able to do like a line of credit. So you can do a line of credit through your bank because now that property becomes an asset.
Right.
And you can borrow that money and you can take that money to buy your next investment property.
Correct.
So it's just an easier way for you to be able to get money without having to get a loan, or that money could be a down payment on another property, and then you continue the cycle that way. Now with conventional loans, you can buy up to 10 properties with conventional loans.
Wow.
And then after your 10th property, then you'll need to do private or cash or hard money or something like that.
Okay.
So that's one way that I know a lot of investors end up starting out, and that's how I started out. 15 years ago, I rented out a property that I owned and became a landlord 15 years ago.
But did you do it inadvertently, or did you plan it out?
I was moving. Yeah,
okay.
I was moving.
So inadvertently, you became an investor.
Yes. And then, you keep the process going. But it's just a way for you to be able to get, money from that real estate. And that's why I tell people, like, your property that's money. That's your piggy bank.
Correct. That's a tangible.
And people don't understand that. So another way, of course, is hard money loans. It's private money. That's just investors who want to invest their money into your deals. And so a way that you can get yourself in front of private investors is you can go online and you can search for your local investors on like meetups.
Okay.
You can go to investor events and get in front of other people who want to just loan their money towards investment properties, people who don't have the time to put into it like we do and go and flip the property and rehab and do all that stuff, but they have money to where they understand the value of putting their money into a property, into real estate, and making more money versus
instead of putting it in the bank.
Yes, exactly. You can't get any money from the bank. So that's one way, and you can go on Facebook, Instagram, like they have meetups for investors and things like that all the time.
Okay.
So that's one way, and then another way, which I think is one of the best ways, is to partner with someone like myself as an investor, or like with you, and partner with us. So not only can we help finance the deal, but we can also guide you through the process. We provide you with resources. We have contractors. We can help you with your numbers. We can help you make that offer to the seller. You know, all the things that you're unsure about. And then that way you don't be upside down on your first project.
Correct. And pretty much get your feet wet, because there's a lot of little things that goes behind making an offer, which may seem simple. Okay, well, I'm just going to offer something, but in our reality, I mean,
yes, you have to make sure that you're not going to be in the negative.
Correct.
After you give the money to the current owner to purchase the property, after you do the rehab and your holding cost, you know, you might have a mortgage because you borrowed a loan on it. Then you have utilities, you have tax, you have, you know, your HOA fees, you have your maintenance fees, keeping the yard up, all those things. I say utilities, but, you know, lights, water, gas, all that stuff adds up. So you want to plan ahead of time. So when you go to sell a property, you're not in a negative because you've put all this money into it. So working with people like ourselves, because not only are we investors, but I'm a licensed real estate broker. Lewis is a realtor. And so we have resources to help you like pull comps, to get numbers for properties that's in that market, to make sure that the numbers are good and that you're going to actually profit from doing this real estate transaction.
Correct. There's a thing called ARB. Are you able to explain just a tiny bit on it without trying to go out of the topic itself?
So it's the after repair value.
Okay.
So looking at comps, comps are properties in that area that are selling that's similar to what you're trying to buy or what you're trying to flip or rent or whatever, and you're looking for properties that's similar to that property and looking what's the best property in the best condition. So you can make your property look like that. Awesome. And what did it sell for or what did it rent for? So that's the ARV, the after repair value.
Correct. And you run into scenarios where your actual appraisal comes in higher. So from when you first did your comms into how this market is working, that you might just get a higher amount. So I mean, there's really no telling right now. So it's really the best time to invest. And like you heard it first, you don't have to have $1 million, because there's always I always get a lot of phone calls where individuals were like, I want to get into the business, I'm just waiting on this, I'm just waiting on that. Well, let me tell you, you're gonna be waiting forever.
Now is the time to invest. Ladies out there, I know I talk to a lot of ladies and they're wanting to jump into real estate. The market is crazy right now. They want to be investors. We need you. So definitely it's the time to invest.
Yes. This is what we called a gold rush, and we're actually going to have a podcast on that. Just like in 1949 with the 49ers, right? There was a lot of people migrating to California because there's a lot of gold. Well, this is your gold, especially if you're in Texas.
Yes.
But of course, not just Austin, Houston. And really all the surrounding areas in Texas. Well, at least that's what we know, but there's a lot of opportunities out there that we can always touch bases on, just to nibble a little bit in different markets. But in Texas right now is your gold rush, is your opportunity, and is the time to take advantage of this market. And it's not a waiting moment, because if not, we're going to be waiting all our lives.
Yes.
You have the potential to do it. We're here to help any way we can. I mean, if you want to contact us, we have 2 emails available for you. We have info@Big Lou Real Estate, and you have info@CandiceHarris.com, and we would love to discuss things more into details separately.
Or any opportunities, or you have questions you want answers for, that's what we're here for. So again, at info@BigLouRealEstate.com and info@CandiceHarris.com.
Awesome. Well, guys, that wraps up our discussion for today, and we hope you learned something new today. I hope it triggers something today and makes you want to say, I'm going to take action. I'm going to go ahead and go for it.
Today is the day.
Today. Make sure you follow us
on our YouTube channel, the Real Estate Investors Network. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure you follow us.